Guitar Dudes and Dudettes, thanks for checking out the video. A little bit something different this time. So a while back I had a 1980s Model 2 Charvel that I found on Reverb. It didn't have the right pickups in it and the electronics were shot. So I bought that, fixed it all up, sold it to my brother-in-law. He's still got it, he won't part with it. So anyway, this fella named Will spotted that video on my channel. There'll be a link up there if you want to go back and check those out. Anyway, he's like, hey buddy, you want to do that to my guitar? And I was like, hey man, there's somebody in New York that can set up and, you know, clean up and fix up your Charvel for you. And he's like, yeah, but I want a video. I was like, oh, okay, well, I can video document it while we're doing it. It'll be fun. I was kind of looking for a project guitar anyway. So we've got what we believe is a 1987 Charvel in here. It's hard to tell from the serial numbers, but from the specs and everything, pretty sure that's what it is. His is a different color. It's like the pearlescent white. So anyway, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole unbox. He said it's rather unorthodoxly packed in here because he didn't really have a case or right kind of box. So it's stuffed full of foam and all kinds of goodies to keep it from moving around. But we'll bust it out. We'll come back and we'll look at it. Rock on. Alright, we're back. We got it out of the box. It was unorthodoxly packed, but it did survive, and that's all that matters. Anytime the plane lands and you get off of it, that was a good landing. So I'm happy. So here it is. Let's look at it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Real deal Charvel action for you. Now, obviously you needed a setup. That's cool. We knew that going in. Looks like we've got pretty much all original hardware. This is the correct Jackson JT6 bridge. What makes this thing interesting, if you can see, is the screws that lock in the strings have the micro tuners over the top of them. But this is actually a Floyd Rose licensed bridge to Jackson in the 80s. It was one of the first times I think that Floyd Rose actually licensed some other company. So we got a Jackson JT6 bridge. We also should have, if this is the correct pickup, which we believe it is, a Jackson J90C pickup, which is a really hot pickup. Usually these got swapped out. The Charvel that I had came with an EMG in it, and I had to source a J90C to put in it to get it back to 1987 specs. Just one volume knob is correct. We've got, looks to be one brand new spring and two horribly corroded springs, so those are getting ditched. We've got, the reason I think this is an 87 is because of the font and the color and the bridge and pickup combination. So if you look at old Charvel catalogs, that's about the only way to date these. The serial numbers don't add up to about anything. The neck is in really nice shape. There is one little tiny ding up here. I don't even know if it'll show up in these in the video. It's right up in this area. Where is it? It's right there. A little dark spot right there, but that's not bad for a guitar this old. The frets look like they might have been worked on at some point, but they seem like they got plenty of life. There's no fret sprout or anything, so that's just going to be a matter of cleaning up the board and polishing the frets. We've got some road rash activity happening there, if you can see inside the horn. That almost looks to me like something dropped from above and hit that, or it fell and hit something. That's too bad. Really, the only other doink is there's a little bit of a doink there and a little bit on the backside, but otherwise, you know, if you figure this thing's pretty friggin' old guitar, it's in really good shape. The headstock's not doink too bad. There is a little tiny ding, and it looks like it may have been glued or repaired. Somebody tried to fix it. Maybe we can cosmetically clean that up a little bit. We'll have to wait and see, but anyway, we know what we got to do. So for sure, we're taking everything apart. We're going to replace the pot, clean up everything on the bridge, take it all apart, replace the springs, replace the input jack. We do have the correct black input jack plate, so everything's there. Real quick, I'm going to yank that off. I already loosened it up. I just want to see, obviously we're missing the back cover, but that for the trim, but that's not an unusual thing on these guitars. Most people, once they took them off, they left them off. I also noticed, and I'll show you in a second, I don't believe the nut is correct. So these guitars came with a Jackson bridge, a Jackson pickup, and a Kaler nut with Jackson tuners. And the nut that's on here, so yeah, I think this is probably all original hard wiring in there. It may even work, but he said it's a little scratchy. We're just going to go ahead and yank it out and put something a little bit more modern in there that'll be good for the long haul. But yeah, the nut, gang, I don't think, well, it's not that I think. I know that's not the correct nut. So at some point along the line, somebody this looks like it's an upgrade, has upgraded the locking nut on this thing, which, you know, we're not going to take that off. We'll just make do with it. I'm sure it's fine. So, and it does have the correct tuners, though. So these are the Jackson tuners from back in the day. And anyway, so yeah, we'll bust it all apart. We'll document all that, and it should be fun. Thanks for checking it out, and we'll come back with part 2 once we have it all broke down, and I'll show you the stuff that I'm going to use to fix it up with. Thanks for watching. Rock on.